Warhammer with She, bringing you the first game of our Winter War tournament here in Calgary, and I am playing my clubmate Mark, and he's bringing his Warriors of Chaos, and I have got my filthy Dark Elves on, metal magic. And to be honest, I told Mark straight up, "What are you bringing to the tournament?" He told me what he was bringing, and I kind of tailored my list to beat Mark. I was feeling pretty confident, and I figured I seen his list, and it was pretty rock solid. So I need to take something that's going to counter it. So I did my best. So, scenario number one, we already played last club game with Shane. It is meeting engagement, so we are on the diagonal deployment, and let's just jump right to it because the scenario is simple. Kill the other team's characters. So, he's got 5 Marauder Horse, he's got a Slaanesh Chariot, 3 Juggers, he's got a Zeech Lord on a disc, he has a Nurgle Demon Prince that can fly, and he has 4 Skull Crushers, and one of them is his BSB. Another Zeech Chariot, and Slaanesh Chariot, and then 4 more Marauder Horsemen. On my side, I've got my Vanguarding Dark Riders, 12 Dark Shards, Bolt Thrower, and we have Warlocks bus with a Dreadlord, Master BSB, and another Master. I have my other 12 Dark Shards, another Bolt Thrower, Dark Riders. Now, normally, this is probably not what you want to do, but since I have a fast mobile army that does a lot of shooting, I really want to try and let him come forward and then me surround and envelop. That is my strategy. And a level 4 on a Dark Pegasus with the Cloak of Twilight, and she's got a Dispel Scroll. So here we have a look at the board and the turn and the deployment. Awesome vanguarding rolls and moving around the Hobbit holes, and so his vanguards move like that. My vanguards move like that. And there's just a look at the deployment there. So we have our spells. So I had mentioned earlier that I'm doing Lore of Metal, and we have Enchanted Blades, we got Glittering Robe, Searing Doom, of course, and then I have the Hounds, just because I was looking for some direct damage spells that I could go and snipe out characters like a BSB or whatnot. However, he's smart, and he has, with his 5 or 10 point slot remaining, he puts on Dragonbane gems and Dragon Helms and things like that. And then, of course, the Soulblight Doombolt from the Warlocks. So, for turn 1, he marches up, puts his Marauder Horse in between my guys like so, Chariot like that, Juggers move up, Chariots move up as much as possible, and now he's getting right up in my face, right up in my grill. The Demon Prince flies over here, sort of to get some death snipes on to this Metal Wizard. He is a level 4 death. Marauders come up to take out these Bolt Throwers. He knows the weakness in my army is these Bolt Throwers, and so that's exactly where this fast cav are going. And so they march up to throw their spears or javelins or get a nice charge. I'm not sure what they have, but there it is. Siege Lord's over there on a disc. First thing I do, he gets Doom and Darkness off, minusing my leadership. I let that go because, I'm leadership 10. If he's going to do a Spirit Leech or something, I can always stop that with my dice, and I do, and he does try it, and nothing happens. So on my turn, I march up my horses on the hill, so I could either charge down or get some shots off. My goal is to kill this Chariot, but I really needed to take out these Marauder Horsemen, and I didn't reform to face these guys, and I didn't because I didn't want to be any easier of a charge for this Chariot, and I wanted to stand and shoot. So I figured I was going to take this, and instead of shooting at the Juggers like I wanted to, I'm going to have to volley shot into them and hopefully get some good results here. And then I always told myself I could always Doom Bolt them too if it really came down to it. But, magic is fickle, as we see in Warhammer. So we have the Dark Peg coming up on the hill outside of everyone's charge arcs and line of sights. Dark Riders around here. His Chariots don't even care. They're tough 5. Same thing with this. I'm going to have to shoot these guys on these Marauder Horse because I just do not want them. I put them up against the wall, though, so that they could get some sort of cover if anyone was to shoot at them or charge over them. Figured that was the safest thing to do. And I actually back up my buses of Warlocks because I'm not quite sure where I want to deploy them yet, and I don't want them to be march blocked or anything like that. So I do a Searing Doom on his General, and he's got the ward save against Flaming. Imagine that. Bolt Thrower shoots, kills 3. I was hoping for at least 4. He does not panic and runs away. And then as you can see on his turn, he makes a super easy charge. The Chariot makes a long charge after a stand and shoot. No wounds. Crap. I really could use a Mind Razor here or something. All I have really going for me is maybe I'll be steadfast. Fingers crossed. The other Chariot also makes it. He actually charged his Demon Prince and another Chariot in as well. And there's the Demon Prince. Ugh. Stand and shoot against the Chariot. Still no wounds. However, the Chariot did take a wound for coming over the wall. That was fantastic. There's the Siege Lord coming up behind the Bolt Thrower, and the Juggers aggressively moving closer and closer. And with my one Bolt Thrower last turn, I did take off one or two of the Juggers. Actually, Searing Doom went on these Juggernauts. Excuse me. Sorry about that one. I actually did a fairly good Searing Doom and killed off 2 Juggers, so I thought that was pretty fantastic. I do attempt a Searing Doom later on his Lord on a disc, but he does have the Dragonbane gem. As you was to be expected, 6 kills from impact hits and kills, and he just kills them all outright, and they panic off the board. There is points down already, and my Bolt Thrower is tied up in combat. Otherwise, I would have had a nice flank shot down those flank of the Juggers. And Chariot. Yeah, booyah. I allocate as many attacks on the Chariot as I could, and I actually punk it. Woo! That was pretty good. Nurgle Demon Prince actually, I think, gets a wound on him too, but as to be expected, 1 man left. He does not pursue. He flees, but he tests to reform and restrain, and he faces like that. Sorry for the blurry picture. So now we have the look at the board, and it is my turn. And as you can see, I'm doing a Hail Mary. I'm taking my Killy Master Dreadlord Warlock bus and smacking into his Skull Crushers, and I'm hoping I can overrun. I'm hoping that this Metal Mage could do something to this Nurgle Demon Prince. Now that this Bolt Thrower is freed up, I also am hoping that I could snipe a solid strength 6 hit and get past his armor. And then I'm outside of this guy's charge arc, but the Chariot could charge my Bolt Thrower. This Warlock bus, I may just have to sacrifice them just so that these guys don't fly around over here and get into my flank and rear. But yeah, right now, it's not looking good. This guy's on Snake Eyes, and my Dark Riders up here aren't really doing anything. But that's okay. This whole tournament, I brought them just to claim terrain pieces as victory points. For every terrain piece you have Fortitude claiming, at the end of the game, you get 1 victory point. So I'm trying to minimize my losses here at this point. Warlocks go in, and yeah, man, this guy's, a 3-up ward save, rerolling 1s. He fails on a 2. I don't even put forth that many attacks to even wound him, so he just runs down my Warlocks. I gave him another 260 points. My Bolt Thrower managed to kill one of the Marauder Horse, but he kills one back, so combat's kind of a wash there. Then in combat, I challenge out his BSB. He has to accept. My Dreadlord smacks him dead before he can go, and then all the poison attacks and other Master Great Weapons just kill the remaining Juggernaut, and I decide, heck yeah, I'm overrunning. That's turning the tides a little bit. I'm feeling a little bit, more comfortable. I have 1 character down and still 2 to go. Evil Demon Prince and Disc Lord. So he's not taking any chances. He doesn't know if this Marauder Horse can actually kill this Bolt Thrower now, since I am always strike first. So better to be playing safe than sorry. So he charges the Chariot in there as well. That Chariot, of course, goes into that Bolt Thrower again. Awesome for him. And now we have the Disc Lord marching up here. The Nurgle Demon Prince fails his march test and no BSB, so he stumbles forward that far, cannot use his fly. And we have the Juggers kind of making a sweet wheel around to look at the the rear of my Warlock bus. So that is Mark's turn 3 or 4. On my turn, I decide to move my Dark Pegasus Rider out of there, and the Bolt Thrower is destroyed, as to be expected with impact hits. But now I have some decisions to make. What's going where? So, since she flies, she passes her march test, and the BSB was there, and so she marches over here. We get rid of Doom and Darkness too, since he attempted to cast it on another one of my characters and failed to cast. We have a look at the Warlocks, who all fast cav, and they march over here and reform to face anything head on, should they go in. And here's the kicker, and it doesn't really show it here, but on his turn, which I didn't take any pictures of, he marches the Demon Prince right up into about here, which was a pretty long charge. It was like I need a 9 on Swift Stride, but I'll take a 9 on Swift Stride any day. In fact, I'm also pretty prone to taking it like a 10-inch charge on my Swift Stride units. But so I'm thinking 9, that's beautiful. If I could kill that Demon Prince, the way I went through his BSB, I could possibly kill this Demon Prince. Now, he does have glittering scales, and he is Mark of Nurgle, which is making it harder for me to hit. But if I cast Enchanted Blades, that kind of negates one of his -1 to hits. So I'm like, yeah, let's do it. I got my ranks behind me, and if I really need it, I can Soul Blight. But it's not really going to do anything right now. I need to get his weapon skill. I can get past his toughness. So there's Enchanted Blades going off, and I'm outside of the Chariot's line of sight. It is the Arc of Sight is like right in front. I put him up as close as we could, and then we decided that this was definitely out of charge arc, so just to be safe. And she's got metal magic she can cast over here, so combat goes phenomenal. Again, Dreadlord punks the Nurgle Demon Prince. Granted, he did have 2 wounds already taken off him, but wham bam, before he even gets to go, I kill him and I decide to overrun. I'm getting out of everyone's charge arc except for the Chariots, but I'm okay with that. I can take the Chariot. This single lone Marauder horse, after killing my remaining Bolt Thrower and that Chariot, killing that Bolt Thrower, he decides to march over here. This is the Battle Standard Bearer, the Standard Bearer, so he's going to claim a piece of terrain, but not if I can get him first. So that's my thinking. Now the tide has swung. This is looking pretty good to me now. This is a much more manageable force. Yeah, it's just a Chariot, some Juggers, 2 Chariots and a Jugger unit, and his Disclord. I could do this. I could pull this off. I have all my characters. So he charges in an insane charge to attempt to punk one of my sorceress. She's only got the Cloak of Twilight. She's got nothing against her in close combat. Maybe a 6-up mounted save. Chariot goes into my flank. I have to hold because there's no way I'm going to flee off the board. Juggers go through, take 1 to dangerous terrain. Chariot to reforms to face like that, and Disclord gets ready to march. He does a sweet amount of impact hits, I'm not going to lie. What's that? He killed at least 4, maybe 5. But I did kill the Chariot. So now he's lost the Chariot. The Marauder horse does die to the Pegasus, stomping him in the face. And now he's lost his only chance to sort of claim terrain pieces minus his Juggernaut unit. So I'm thinking that's pretty good. This is a healthy turn of events. I swing back over here, cast Searing Doom on this Chariot. My Dark Riders get as far away as possible, and they claim this little, a hay patch or a cornfield over there. And then my remaining Dark Riders claim this Hobbit hole over here on the south. And my Warlock bus with my Master and Dreadlord, they march up here on my final turn since Mark went first to claim this last terrain piece. And here's a look at the board. We have the Disclord up here, which is his general, so he's claiming that, and then he has the middle terrain piece, and that's all it works. We worked it out down to victory points when in actuality it should have been a draw, but we called it a win for me because I won more victory points in the standard game, and I didn't eliminate all his general or all his characters. And so, sorry, Mark, we played that wrong. You do still have your general alive, and I didn't break his fortitude, so I should have only got 6 points or 8 points for the draw plus 1, 2, 3 terrain pieces. I should have only got 13, but that was okay. It really didn't turn out too much difference in the end. Just a heads up, Mark did get 3rd place in the tournament, so he did all right, even with this minor loss. So that's the battle report. Thanks for watching. Here's a taste of the next battle, and here's a look at my spells. So we'll see you next time.